Hi, I'm Ajit and I'm with the San Jose Public Library, and welcome to video number 2 of our guitar tutorial series. In this video, we will be talking about sheet music for guitar, the finger positions, different styles of picking, and some techniques, and I will show you small exercises for all of them, and even a little song. So, let's get straight into it. The main sheet music for guitar is called tabs. And these tabs represent the strings and the frets you need to play for whatever you want to play. So in these tabs, there will be 6 bars, which represent strings. So the top bar would represent the E string. The second bar would represent the B string. The third would represent the G string, and so on. And you would see numbers on these bars. And what that indicates is the fret you need to play. For example, if I had the number 2 on the top bar, that would represent the second fret on the E string. So I would play this note because I'm holding the second fret on the E string. Now, if I had the number 3 on the lowest bar, that would be representing the third fret on the 6th string. So I would play this note right here. Okay, now what if there's a 0? There's no 0th fret, right? It's only 1, 2, and on. So a 0 basically is you just play the string and no frets on it. So if I had a 0 on the 4th bar, that means I would have to play the D string just by itself. So like I said, the 4th bar from the top, if I have a 0 on it, I would just play this note. As you can see, I didn't put my fingers on any of the frets because it showed a 0. And those are the basics of tabs. Now, once you learn more advanced techniques like pull-offs or hammer-ons or slides, then there will be different symbols for those on tabs, and which I'll be showing you once we actually get to those parts. So yeah, those are the basics of tabs. You might be wondering, hey, what fingers should I put when I'm playing this note, or this note, or this note? So that's why we have finger positions. So when you're playing notes and you're putting your fingers on the fret, you'd be mainly using these 4 fingers. You wouldn't be using the thumb, as it would be back here for support. So basically, we have names for this. So our index finger is called the first finger. Our middle finger is called the second finger. Our ring finger is called the third finger, and our pinky is called the 4th finger. So if I was to say, play the 2nd fret on the high E string with your 2nd finger, you would take your 2nd finger, which is your middle finger, and then you would place it on the 2nd fret, and then you would pluck it like this. So those are the finger positions. And finger positions really matter because sometimes when you're playing and you have to go fast, your fingers might not be in the ideal position for you to move that fast. So you need to switch between your fingers and put them in the correct spot to go really fast, as if you were playing scales. So once we get into scales, we would be like using all 4 of our fingers, just going fast, fast, fast. But if I was to only use one finger, or like my pinky, I would have to keep switching like this, and it would be really hard instead of just smoothly using all 4 of my fingers. And that's why these finger positions are really important. And most of the times, it all really comes down to preference when you play. So if you want to use your 3rd finger when you're playing a certain note, or your 2nd, or your 1st, it doesn't really matter as long as you feel good playing it and it's comfortable to you. So now that we learned about finger positions, here's a small exercise that you can do using your fingers to maybe warm you up before you play. So this is a really simple exercise, and it's really quick and easy to do. So yep, here we go. So basically for this, you want to use your thumb and pluck the lowest string as an open note. So you would pluck the E string with an open note like this. Then what you want to do is you want to pluck the 1st fret with using your 1st finger. And our 1st fingers are your index fingers, so we press it like this. Then your 2nd finger to the 2nd fret. Then your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret. And then your 4th finger to your 4th fret. So together it should sound like that. And now basically just do the exact same thing for all 6 of the strings. Now, before we get into our little song, we need to talk about something called fingerstyle. So, as you can see, I'm not holding my pick right now, and this is the pick, which I'll be plucking my notes with like this. And as you can see, I'm not using it right now because what we're about to do is called fingerstyle. You'll be playing the notes using your fingers instead of a pick. So you'll be plucking each of these 6 strings with a different designated finger. So for the bottom 3 strings, the low E string, the A string, and the D string, you would use your thumb. So you would be plucking any notes on these 3 strings with your thumb like this. And then for the G string, you'd be using your index finger. So any notes that you would play on the G string would be plucked with your index finger, like this. And then for the B string, or the second string, you'd be using your middle finger. So for any notes that you would pluck on the second string, you'd be using this finger right here, like. And last but not least, the E string at the top, you'd be using your ring finger, like this. Okay, so now that we learned about fingerstyle, tabs, and finger positions, let's play our first basic song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And for this song, we'll be using fingerstyle, like we talked about. So, yeah, make sure to follow along. And I'll be posting the tabs up on the screen so you don't have to keep rewinding and you can follow along with me. Our tabs show us that we have to play the 3rd fret twice on the 5th string. And since we're using fingerstyle, we gotta use our thumb. So, using your 3rd finger or your ring finger, we pluck this twice like this. And then after this, we have to play 2 open notes on the G string. So since we're using the G string, we have to use our index finger. So it would sound like this. Then we got 2 2nd fret notes, and then another open note. And again, I'm using my index finger for all of those notes because it was on a G string, except for the first 2 notes, which were on the 5th string that I use my thumb for. So altogether, that sounds like. Yep, as you can see, we're already getting the melody. And then after this, we're gonna switch to the 4th string and play the 3rd fret twice with our 3rd finger, like this. And then using our 2nd finger, we have to pluck the 2nd fret twice, like this. And then we play 2 open notes. And then a 3rd fret note on the 5th string. So all that together would sound like. And as you can see on the 4th string there, I use my thumb again because we're playing fingerstyle and you have to use your thumb for the first 3 strings. And up here on the G string, when we played that part, I used my 2nd finger, as I think everyone will. Yeah. So after this part, we have the next part. And this part is going to be consisted of, you're starting on the G string, so play 2 open notes on the G string. And then you play 2 notes of the 3rd fret on the 4th string using your 3rd finger like this. And then 2 2nd fret notes, and then an open note. So altogether that sounds like. Right? And now we move on to the 5th string where we play 2 3rd fret notes with our 3rd finger again, like this. And then we jump all the way up to the 3rd string where we play 2 open notes like this. And then we play the 2nd fret twice, and then an open note. Keep in mind I was using my 2nd finger up there to play the notes, and I was using my index finger to pluck it as it was a G string. And then the last ending part is we play the 4th string 3rd fret twice with our 3rd finger, then we play the second fret twice, then we play the open note twice, then we play, lastly, the third fret of the 5th string with our thumb and your third finger. So, yeah, that's the song. So, if you want to hear it all together, here it is. And there we go. There's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And we did have a part where it went like, I'm not sure if I said this or not, but you were supposed to repeat that little section there twice. So if you didn't do that, well, now you should. And yeah, that's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So that about wraps it up for lesson number 2 in our guitar tutorial series. Today we went over tabs, we went over fingerstyle, we went over finger positions, we got a small warm-up exercise using our fingers, and we even got to a small song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So I really hope you learned something from this video and you enjoyed it. And if you didn't learn something, well, hopefully you could learn something from our new tutorial videos coming soon, or it might already be there, but depending on the time you're watching this. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be notified of newer videos, and maybe you can find something interesting there if you didn't find anything interesting here. And with that said, thank you for watching.